Captain, how soon can you land?
I can't tell.
You can tell me, I'm a doctor.
Thinks he's Ethel Merman.
You'll be swell!
Bet, babe, slide a piece of the porter. Drink side, run the job.
Looks like I picked the wrong week to quit sniffing glue.
Joey, you like movies about gladiators?
By the way, is there anyone on board who knows how to fly a plane?
Hi, I'm Jerry Zucker, and I was one of the guys that made Airplane.
My name is David Zucker, and
Could we do a cue card for him?
this is hard. Oh, this camera here?
Where are the other two guys?
I'm Jim Abrams. I'm one of the writer-directors of Airplane, and we're here to talk to you about the film.
Jim and David and I were very similar in our upbringing, in our sense of humor.
I think our take in comedy was to find things in life that people take seriously that aren't really necessarily worth taking seriously.
2 more minutes. They could be miles off course.
That's impossible. They're on instruments.
One thing we didn't even realize at the time was what a great story it was, complete with the character arc. The main character had a problem to begin with. He had PTSD, and in flying down the plane, he solved his problem. He got the girl.
There's a line at the beginning where Julie Haggerty, Elaine, says,
I can't live with the man I don't respect.
well, that's just a perfect setup for a 3-act drama. And then at the end, when he's flying the plane down and she has regained confidence in him, she says,
I wanted you to know now. I'm very proud.
those are dead serious lines.
And that's the perfect end of second act
Right.
statement.
It's hard to find a better premise for a comedy than an airplane in danger. It really helps the comedy when you have something that you really care about. The characters getting something, whether it's getting somewhere alive or the love that they're looking for, that distracts you, so then the jokes can be surprising.
Nervous?
Yes.
First time?
No, I've been nervous lots of times.
Airplane was a really fun movie to shoot, and it was the first one that we were in charge of, that we were directing.
We were naive enough to think that we were going to get this made and there was nothing that was going to stop us. And people would ask us, well, what was your backup plan if you didn't make it? And we said, well, no, there is no backup plan.
I just want to tell you both, good luck. We're all counting on you.
On the first day of filming, we actually filmed Leslie Nielsen saying, don't call me Shirley.
Can you fly this plane and land it?
Surely you can't be serious.
I am serious. And don't call me Shirley.
And that night, we started getting calls from the studio say, we got it, we understand now, you're in, and...
But you're still fired.
But yeah, see you later.
No. They got it. And then the other thing we heard was that our dailies on the lot were totally crowded to overflowing. People would come from all over the Paramount lot to see the Airplane dailies because it was every day there was something good.
Hey, Larry, where's the forklift? Forklift? It's over there by the baggage loader. Look out!
So when the 747 crashes through the big glass window in the airport, they actually built a wooden mock-up of the nose cone on the back of a truck and backed the truck with the nose cone sticking out in the window. It was a huge stunt. It was expensive. The studio, I think, was upset that we went way over budget on this, but once they started doing publicity, they were really grateful that we did, because that shot was in every trailer and TV ad.
What was it we had for dinner tonight?
Well, we had a choice, steak or fish.
Yes, I remember. I had lasagna.
What we used to tell the actors, we never said play it straight. We always said pretend that you don't know you're in a comedy. And that's difficult. Leslie is fantastic. He's got a great sense of humor. But the thing about Leslie is he loves doing something really goofy with a completely serious face.
This woman has to be gotten to a hospital.
A hospital? What is it?
It's a big building with patients, but that's not important right now.
One of my favorite jokes is when Leslie Nielsen asks the stewardess, "How are you bearing up?" And she says,
"I've never been so scared. Besides, I'm 26 and I'm not married."
We're going to make it. You've got to believe that.
and then the lady comes in and he asks her the same question.
How are you bearing up?
Well, to be honest, I've never been so scared. But at least I have a husband.
That worked 40 years ago, and that joke works today just as well.
We watched a lot of flying movies, and a bunch of them, someone says, put it on autopilot. You hear that enough, and you're us, and all of a sudden, what if it's this big inflatable? There were, I think, 3 different autopilots. There was the main one with the head that turned. There was another one whose head didn't turn. That one was repainted to be Mrs. Autopilot. And then there was the one that was really just inflatable when he takes it out, and it's like glomming onto Julie.
The casting was something completely new for comedy, doing a comedy without comedians. And so we were able to go after who we wanted. We had our hearts absolutely set on Robert Stack. He kept asking who else is going to be in it. And so we went and got Lloyd Bridges, and we got Peter Graves. Oh, Peter kind of had an adverse reaction to the script. He just reportedly threw it in the trash, saying this is the worst piece of garbage I've ever read. So he came in for a meeting, and he saw that we weren't crazed, drugged out maniacs, and he agreed to do it.
He would just do whatever was required of him. And a lot of that we did have to talk him through, particularly with a little boy. Look at him when you say this, but then look away there.
Joey, do you ever hang around the gymnasium?
We better get back now, Joey.
No, Joey can stay here for a while if he'd like.
The most common direction I ever gave after that is, I would say, let the lines do the work. They became very comfortable with it.
When I look back at Airplane, I remember more fun than tearing my hair out. For me, it was really one of the most enjoyable film experiences that I've had.
To see all these years later that, if anything, the audience has grown and new generations of people have learned the lines, that's just an extraordinary turn of events in our lives that I don't think we ever could have anticipated.
Everybody asks us, did you think Airplane would be a success? And I think after years of telling people this is going to be a hit, then when it was a hit, we weren't surprised. However, what has been a real revelation is that it's lasted 40 years.
Yeah. Airplane was half a lifetime ago. The good and the bad of life has happened to all of us. And that will always be kind of a shining light of when only the good happened.